Ms. Manorino,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bitar talked to Ms. Dineski, and apparently she's representing herself. People versus Lindsay Dineski. This is set for the violation of the conditional bond. And also there's still the underlying case that is that there was a warrant on of the malicious use. What's the people's position on these cases?
Your Honor, as it relates to the bond, there have been numerous bond violations reported by Mr. Nerswick during the pendency of this matter. I believe there were at least 4 that were reported. Mr. Nerswick indicates there were more that he did not report, just so that he wasn't going to the police on a daily basis.
Right, I understand.
From her. It's clear, I mean, she made it clear during the pretrial with Judge Martin that she did not agree to the court's bond and wasn't going to abide by it, and she absolutely has not. There have been continued bond violations. I spoke with Mr. Nerswick for a moment this morning. He indicated that what he would like is no contact from Ms. Dineski, because the limited contact that he did afford her during the pendency of this matter, she is abused repeatedly.
Right, and so there's already a no contact in place, and she decides to ignore it. So what would you?
No, I actually don't. I actually don't. He was harassing me, and I only told him to stop harassing me.
Okay.
So if he comes to my home and he's harassing me, I have a right to say you cannot harass me. And the only other time I talked to him was about the children, which I was told I was allowed. And I do not feel I can get a fair trial here, and I would like a change of venue, and I would like a trial, or I would like the charges to be dropped. I am not guilty of this charge.
Please be quiet so I don't have to mute you. Don't make me
I'm letting you know what I would like.
Ms. Manorino, what's the people's position on all of this?
Your Honor,
and I'm aware that there's some ongoing thing with.
Yeah, he lied to get a court order. He stole my court documents. He's been harassing me at my house daily. He's had family members harass me. He's had other people texting me that are basically telling me what he wants to say, calling me a cunt, calling me a bitch, saying I'm never going to see my kids again. He's the one harassing me.
Your children's stuff is downtown. I mean, that's what.
No, this is about family. The whole reason why. The reason why he put harassment charges on me.
I can't do anything.
Okay, but he's putting harassment, ma'am. Can I just? I'm in.
No, actually, it's my courtroom. No, you.
No, but it's my hearing, and I'm the defendant, and I have a right. I have a.
You're right. You have the right to be muted. Because I'm not going to continue to do this with you, Ms. Dineski. I'm not. Ms. Manorino, what do the people think that they want?
Your Honor, I don't know if because there have been so many.
I'm not going to.
I would like to
lock this woman up. Ms. Dineski, you're pushing all my buttons. Listen, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to figure out what Ms. Manorino thinks she wants. Because I'm not inclined to put you in jail. Although I am inclined to make you go and get a competency, because I think that perhaps you have mental health issues.
You know, I called it in my last video. I even titled it, "This is what crazy looks like." But honestly, that didn't even come close to capturing it. If anything, it should have been titled something far more blunt, because what we're seeing here goes way beyond just crazy. And even then, it still wouldn't fully cover it.
Well, I can give you a mental eval and a note from my psychiatrist that says I don't. But when somebody's being harassed and abused, they don't act like they normally do.
What I'd like to do from this, I would like her to have a competency and criminal responsibility.
I would agree with that, Your Honor. I think that would be helpful.
I'm going to make a referral for an out of custody for competency and criminal responsibility.
Well, like I said, I would like a change of venue because this court has shown bias against me and in favor of Chuck. So I would like to change venue.
I don't even know who Chuck is, so it would be hard for me to show bias for somebody that I don't even know
but this
who it
area
is.
And the police have lied. They lied to have these charges.
That doesn't change. Changing venue only takes if I change venue.
Yeah, and then you didn't on the eviction case that we had on the 10th. You did not even allow me a trial, which was my right, and you evicted me without a trial.
you had a 30-day notice to quit. And there was no lease, and I told you if you demonstrated a lease, I gave you 24 hours to bring me a proof of that lease, which you did not do. So I'm going to refer this for criminal
Ma'am, you
responsibility and
kicked me out of the room and you
competency.
never
all
told me
right?
that I could present the lease, ma'am. You never told me
I
that.
told you that you could present the lease within, listen,
You
Ms.
kicked
Dineski,
me out
bring
of the
me the
room.
lease today. Bring me the lease today then.
I will email it. I don't have a
No,
ride
I
there.
don't want it emailed. I want it brought live to
Well,
the
then
court.
I'll have to mail it because I don't have a way to get there. I will have to mail it to you.
Then email it to the court.
And not only that, but he's the one harassing me and he's abusing the system to harass me. I was extending my good faith efforts about the ending of our relationship and our children, and he took that and instead of going to mediation, which is what I was asking him for, he had the police lie on a police report, which I can prove that they lied. I have the evidence, and the thing is my liberty should not be infringed upon because somebody else lied, and I can prove it. So that's why I would like a trial.
For today, before I do anything else, they're going to send you paperwork to get a criminal responsibility and a competency to make sure that you understand the charges.
Yes,
and that
but if
you
I can,
understand,
but you know what? If I can prove
all
that
of your behaviors, Ms. Dineski,
what behavior? Standing up for myself.
Evidence.
Standing up for all I have done is stand up for abuse, ma'am. You guys are helping an abusive victim because he has.
And that's your opinion today, and you're entitled to that.
And I have
but I want to make sure that you're competent. So today, I'm going to order the competency and the criminal responsibility, and we'll go from there. Ms. Manarino, we'll let you know once she's done that. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
so
you.
when you get the paperwork, you've got to do the referral for that.
Yes, but Michelle, if I have evidence,
how do we send her the referral for that?
So if I have evidence that this,
I have to check with Heather.
Okay. Your evidence, you'll have an opportunity once we establish that you're competent.
Yes, but why should I have to take a competency test if I can prove with my evidence that these are felonious charges?
Because that's what you do at trial. All this extra nonsense you're pulling right now is exactly what raises concerns about your credibility. It doesn't make your case stronger. It just makes it look like you don't understand the process you're trying to navigate.
That they're totally
because
erroneous.
Of your behaviors and your antics.
What behaviors? I don't have any antics, ma'am. What antics? Can you give me a lawful reason why you're going to order me to do something against my will?
All of your interruptions and your rantings make me question whether or not, and you've made statements about having mental health issues.
My rights, so you're
I know that you have a psychiatrist. I know you have a psychiatrist, which leads me to believe that there may be some mental health issues.
No, I have ADHD.
And if your psychiatrist says you're good, and it's my responsibility to make sure that you're competent to proceed. And so that's what I'm going to do.
And I have ADHD, very well controlled, ma'am.
The thing is, we will send the paperwork to the forensic center. They will contact Ms. Dineski and send her the paperwork as long as we have a good address on file. But that's where they'll send it to.
Okay. So you'll reach, because it's not your psychiatrist. We have the state psychiatrist.
Yes, ma'am, but I should not be forced to take a mental eval.
I note your objections.
Excuse me, let me finish, please. Yep. When I'm then asserting my rights, there's no antics. Yep. I have quoted laws to you. I have quoted my rights that I'm entitled to under the law. So I don't understand how you could see that as antics.
So anyway, Ms. Dineski, you've mentioned the psychiatrist multiple times, and I just think it's everybody. And I do this. This has nothing to do with you. This is.
I'd be happy to provide you. I have a letter that I just got from my therapist. I have one from my psychiatrist, and I have a. Can I please just can I have a chance?
Well, except that your psychiatrist is not someone that is experienced in doing competency evaluations.
Okay, but I actually had a competency evaluation by the state of Michigan as well.
Okay.
Already.
When was that?
It was 2019.
I suggest that when you get the competency that's now that you take that paperwork and give that to them.
So I'm perfectly competent. I don't understand, because I'm asserting my rights, why you're retaliating against me and telling me I need a mental eval because you don't personally like the way I speak, or because I have ADD. So you're discriminating against me because I have ADD. So that's part of the reason why I interrupt. And so that is actually under the ADA, you're retaliating against me because of my ADD.
It's not retaliatory.
Yes,
there's nothing retaliatory about sending someone for a competency.
Why you're infringing on my liberty by forcing me to do a mental
you can file an appeal. You have that right. I make a decision and you can file appeals.
The
In
police
the
who are helping
meantime,
him are
we're
corrupt.
done for today, and you're gonna
Okay.
get something from the forensic center, and you have to go and participate in that process. And obviously, you've already done it once, so you know what it.
Yeah, I mean,
you
I
know what
don't
it's
mind
like.
taking the eval. I just don't have a ride there. I don't have any way to get there. And, you know,
And I'm
I'm
not so
trying to,
sure that they don't do them by Zoom now.
and that's fine if that's what they want to do.
Okay.
But, you know, this
Yep.
man has made it so he's destroyed my life. And instead of them helping me, these police, they won't let me file charges against him.
And
Comes into my house when I'm sleeping.
I don't have I don't have supervisory over the police department. I don't do anything.
No, but I'm telling you that he has been violating the law and they won't help me, Judge. They won't help me.
Yeah, but let's be honest. When she said she went to law school, it definitely raises some questions about what kind of legal training she actually received. Because based on this performance, it doesn't exactly show a strong grasp of how any of this is supposed to work.
I'm the one being abused, and I have witnesses. Literally all my my neighbors. I've had to have people stay with me for my own safety, and he's saying I'm harassing him. And then and just please hear me out. He went to Washtenaw County. He lied about his address on the paperwork so he could go to Washtenaw County because I had a PPO against him, and his ex-girlfriend, who he tried to kill, had a PPO from before. And so he didn't want to go to court in Wayne County because of all these things. And then he started making false allegations about, I was trying to talk to him about our children. And one of our children he took, and I was worried about her. And then the other children he wouldn't support. So me having a good faith effort, and I had a reason to talk to him, would be different if I was just harassing him and threatening him. I was just saying, if you do not, take care of your children and you don't let me see our other daughter, then I will have to take legal action. That is not harassment. That's asserting my rights. And he has abused the system, and he went to Washtenaw County and he filed stuff there with no jurisdiction because he lied on his, then he should not be considered credible. And you can call the court yourself in Washtenaw County and find that out. He's the one who needs a mental eval because he has lied. He has stolen my court documents out of the mailbox. I have shadow of a doubt proof that he has done that, and the police will not investigate it. They have refused to investigate federal felonies. He stole at least 4 court documents, so I did not know.
If you can't get Van Buren Township to do it, then you should. I suggest that you go to Michigan State Police and make the complaints with them.
Ma'am, they said it's not their jurisdiction.
It is their jurisdiction.
I know, but
when there's an allegation against the local police department, Michigan State Police will get involved.
Yes, ma'am. But I tried. I have proof that I've
or
tried
the
to
sheriff's
call them and they won't help
department.
me. So I'm telling you as a judge that the law is being broken and that your court is being used to abuse me, a victim, and nobody's listening to me. So I don't
have
know
an opportunity. There's nothing that's happening on this case right now. It's pending still. So there's nothing that's happening.
Yeah, but you
on
have
this.
to understand that because of this case.
I am telling you though that as long as this case pends, and obviously even for your best interest, you're better off not having any contact with them.
Well, no, here's the problem, Your Honor. With this case pending, they're not going to give me custody of my children, which that's the whole point of this.
This case, I've never seen anyone with a case such as yours. It's a telephone harassment that someone
which is why it should be dropped
because of that case.
Well, he's using that and he used it to get a PPO, a fraudulent PPO. So he's using fraudulent charges that I can easily prove that should be dismissed based on the fact that there was no malicious intent and based on the fact that I had a reason to communicate with him. And so that's protected free speech.
Well, but now from today forward, I'm telling you, you shouldn't have contact with him now, though. It's only causing you more problems.
He has my children illegally. So he won't even tell me how the children are.
The judge that's in charge.
I guess they skipped over the part about judicial and prosecutorial immunity at that law school you went to. In other words, sure, you can try to sue judges or prosecutors, you're just not going to win, and you can probably dial back the over-the-top compliments for Judge Oakley. He's already made it clear he's not interested, and it's not doing your case any favors anyway.
The judge that's in charge of deciding where the children go, that judge is not going to look favorably if you continue to have contact when you've been told not to. I'm just
and that's fine. I understand that, and that's fine. I understand that. I don't want contact with him except for about our children. And right now he's in violation of MCL 7.0 or 7.50 parental kidnapping. He lied.
But that's not I can't do anything about that. Even if all of that's true, I don't have authority.
Sumter won't press charges against him, ma'am.
But it's in front of a judge downtown that's made a decision,
No,
I
it's not.
imagine.
No, it's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Please listen. Please listen. I told you he filed in Washtenaw County, knowingly that he did not have jurisdiction there, and he lied about his address and put a fake address.
Well, then if it's in Washtenaw County, then
was
you have to go
vacated.
deal
I
with
did.
family court there.
No, we don't, because there wasn't jurisdiction, and he stole my court documents, which I proved to that judge, and she had to vacate it. And he lied to the FBI.
Well, then if there's nothing
that court-
pending right now, you need to file something in Wayne County and
And yes,
family
ma'am,
court saying that.
That's my, yes, and I'm
Okay.
doing that. But what I'm saying is that this is going to be used against me, and that's a violation of my liberty, because these
Well, you
charges
haven't
are
even
wrong.
filed it yet, so it can't be
Yes,
used
I
against you.
Yes, I have. I have filed.
Well, you
it.
just said there was nothing in Wayne County, so you're being
No, I didn't say that. I said this.
contradictory.
No, that's not. You misunderstood me. I said what he filed was not in Wayne County.
Okay,
He
okay.
took it and
But if
went
you
to
have a Wayne
Washtenaw
County action, they'll make a decision. But I have a lot of other
But in the
cases today, and I
meantime,
think I've
he has
given you more
illegally-
than enough time.
But you should be able to tell him to tell me what's going on with the kids. He took two
I can't do
young
anything
children.
about the kids, Ms. Dineski.
Well,
I don't
then
even
how
have
come-
jurisdiction over the children.
But the last judge said I couldn't contact him when it came to Haley.
I
And
said
that's one
that
of my
you can't have
children, too.
contact with him. I can't tell him what to do with the children. That's an issue for family court.
No, but if he's
All right,
breaking the
for
law,
today,
this is a
we're
criminal law,
all
ma'am.
set for today. All right, and
Okay.
you'll look for something from forensics.
Okay, thank you.
And just like that, Judge Oakley gets added to her ever-growing list of federal civil rights lawsuits. That brings us to the end of the eviction saga. She was ultimately evicted, and the property was left damaged and in serious disrepair. From here, we move on to the final hearing of today, an arraignment for malicious destruction of property. But before we get into the hearing, there are a few Ring doorbell clips to look at, showing Lindsay Denisi approaching not Chuck's house, but his ex-wife's home, where she begins banging on the door with a 2x4 and a brick.
On Deborah Cripps versus Charles Nerswick and Lindsay Doneski, the last hearing, I had indicated that the plaintiff was entitled to possession. I asked if there was a lease. You said that there was not a lease. Ms. Doneski said there was a lease. Subsequent to that, Ms. Doneski sent documentation to the court of text messages from your client indicating that there was a valid lease through September of this year, which brings me back to the conclusion that there's something in writing that your client indicated, even though it's a text message, but that constitutes in my mind some type of a lease, unless Ms. Doneski isn't paying rent or there's a violation of that agreement. There is something in writing that says, although it's not a typical lease, there is a written document that says that she leases the premises through, I don't remember if it's September 1st or September 30th, whatever it is. That's a problem.
Okay, I think I have a copy, Judge, or someone copied me. I think a text message. I don't have text messages, plural. But
Yeah,
this,
a text message that says
Yeah.
the lease is until whatever, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, but Judge, there is no signed lease. We don't have any signed lease by the parties.
Well, it's a determination of whether that communication from your client constitutes an agreement for a lease that through September.
Okay,
I mean, you're right. If the text had been from Ms. Doneski to your client, I would agree with you that your client didn't agree. But the text is from your client to her.
but I'm not sure what that is.
It's Mr. Beal. Mr.
Oh.
Beal, mute yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, but Judge, there's no indication of any acceptance of that.
That's to have a hearing to determine whether there is or not.
Oh, okay, well, that's fine, Judge. I wasn't sure, Judge, when I had filed my writ, because you had indicated at the last hearing that Ms. Doneski would have to provide that within 1 day. I didn't hear anything for.
Right, no, I know. And then she provided a bunch of documentation and then they brought it up and then, by the time I looked at it, I said, she's got, go ahead and set it for a hearing.
Oh, okay.
But my
yes.
question to you, I guess my one question to you is, there is no allegation. She's continuing to pay rent, correct?
Well, I think my client could probably answer that, Judge, because I was approaching this as a termination, not as a non-payment. I think
Right.
Mr. Nerswick, up until one point, was paying rent, but then there was no rent being paid. So, I mean, you can ask. I have no problem with the court.
Has there been rent paid, Ms. Cripps?
The last time rent was paid was February 1st. So March.
Yes, but I did ask.
I'm sorry. Let me back up. March 1st was the last time that rent was paid. So April, May, and then tomorrow rent would be due again.
Right.
And they harassed me out of the property, so I haven't even been living there. And I tried to do a goodwill and good faith.
Well, if you're not living there, Ms. Danuski, then
I didn't want to move.
Contesting this
because I was forced out. They changed the locks. They harassed me illegally, mercilessly.
Okay, no, but let me just stop you. Then you can file a separate lawsuit against her.
Which I plan on doing, but I was forced out of the house.
Okay,
Literally,
but you're not living there anymore, correct?
Well, I want to live there. I never wanted to leave. I tried to make an agreement to pay rent with her. She refused to communicate with me. Then they filed the eviction.
So you want to access the premises so you can come post the bond for the 3 months rent?
I mean, I at least want to get the rest of my things.
No.
At the very least. And I would like to.
Okay, then how much time do you need to get the rest of your things?
Well, I'm not sure because every time I've gone back there, there's been someone there. I don't even know if my things are there or not. I need to at least go and assess what is there and see what's going on at the property because I haven't been able to go back there since that I haven't gone back since the one day that you said that the eviction would have taken place.
No. I said I was going to I still haven't signed the writ. I'm trying to get you to tell me.
I know, but you gave Charles a PPO against me.
I didn't give any PPO.
I got a paperwork that said that you gave him a PPO.
I don't issue PPOs, Ms. Danuski. That's not even humanly possible. I don't issue PPOs. I'm not a circuit court judge. There's the circuit court judge does the PPOs.
It must have been a fraudulent paperwork that he had.
It could be.
And I'll send that to you so you can see how fraudulent these people are and how corrupt they are. And I would like an investigation because
I don't investigate. That's not my job.
Well, the police refuse to investigate.
I can't force they're a different branch of government. There's nothing I can do about that.
It's funny because judges will order the police to do stuff like take my children unlawfully from me.
I did not have anything to do with taking your children either.
No, but the whole entire eviction and the whole entire false charges of the malicious use of the phone.
And I brought you back when you sent the text message that said that Ms. Cripps had given you access to the property.
But you also issued a fraudulent bench warrant against me when my daughter had a blood clot, and that caused the police to arrest me and take my children and give them.
I issued a bench warrant against you because you didn't appear.
I did.
And then when you did appear, I withdrew the bench warrant.
No, you did not. I was arrested falsely because of Charles.
That didn't come from me. The arrest.
Fraudulent. Why did I get a bench warrant when my daughter had a DVT? And I called.
I have no idea.
Well, that's what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Because of that fraudulent warrant, my children were taken away from me.
Mr. Robinson, I'm going to give her 2 weeks until June the 15th. To get her stuff and I'll sign the writ on June the 15th. So you have 2 weeks to go into the premises. Probably not, but go ahead, Mr. Nerswick.
Yeah, he follows me around and
Well,
comes.
but if you have a PPO, then any of her stuff is there, then she has to be able to do a civil standby to get her stuff.
Yeah, but is my stuff even there?
Yeah,
And I
she
want
has
my
to do,
children
you have to
back,
have the
ma'am.
police
I would like to
department
have
go
my
back
children
with
back.
you.
He
But
kidnapped
when
my
I s-
children because of the warrant, the fraudulent warrant that you issued. And so I have a right to have you order a pickup order to get my children back because of that warrant that you.
I don't even have the jurisdiction to do that.
Yes,
I
you
thought you
do.
said you went to
Any
law
court.
school.
I don't see why the court should have to walk her through discovery step by step when she's chosen to represent herself. And it's not the prosecutor's job to spend the entire day helping her build a defense against charges she's facing, especially when the evidence appears to be pretty clear.